course, I helped my dad when I was a big old kid, but till I got out of high school, and then got married, and we was living down here. We moved here in '59, and I think I rented that old place I'm talking about from Mr. Seeley in '59. So that's when I started farming for myself.
We lived in O'Donnell, around O'Donnell, all my younger life. And Larry, the kids from the Mesquite School area up there, when they were in the 8th grade, they had to send them to O'Donnell because it was just elementary school up there on the plains. And so Larry was in my class, you know. And oh wait, he's so cute, you know. And so, but he was always shy. He was shy. But anyway, and those girls, they thought he was just about the cutest thing ever was. Some of the girls that were a little older, like, see, we were 8th grade. Well, they found out he was so shy. And I'm saying they would actually chase him to the bus. He would just take off.
He didn't chase me, I ran to the bus.
And he would run to get on the bus because they'd want to talk to him,
Shut the door.
And so anyway, that was funny. Daddy got a job down on the Muleshoe Ranch, and we moved to Gale. And I didn't know there'd be anybody I even knew. And this was the first year that Gale had started back and all. And so when we got down here, our class of like 13 or 14 of us, there were 3 girls in the class, and I was one of them. And I think 7 of you or so were boys that had been sent to O'Donnell. So I knew Larry and these other boys from my class.
I just thought she was a cute little old thing.
Oh, it was because I was cute. I wondered what it was called.
I thought she was cute over at O'Donnell.
Is that... Well, and that was all you had, all it was about it? Huh?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so we started dating then when we were juniors. Then my daddy got sent to Lovington, New Mexico, to the ranch in Lovington. That was a great year of school. I mean, it was a big class of kids.
So you learned more than
I learned that more that year than anywhere, I guess, and did well. So anyway, but Larry kept coming on the weekends and all that sort of thing. And then after I graduated, we graduated, both of us, I went to Lubbock and stayed with my aunt and went to business school, my Aunt Jane. Then I, wanted to come back home, and I got a job in Lovington at the, what is that called, ASC, or the Agricultural Office there in Lovington. And so I worked there for about 6 months. Larry's still coming over. And so then he decided that we needed to get married. That's true, isn't it? And so we got married in December, right before Christmas.
the
20th.
56.
Yeah, 1956, December of 56.
And then we moved here to Gale up the street here.
In a little rent house.
And we decided we'd buy this little house.
This was just after about a year up there. It was just as big as from that place right there back that way.
That part's probably 100 years old.
Where that window was our front door. Well, let me see, it would have been right here in the middle, kind of. Anyway, that'd been our front door, and the house just went this far. Well, there was a friend of a young man that we knew his folks and all, and he was going to school at, I think it's Tech, and he was taking, whatever, the plants and stuff. And so he came down one time, and he brought us two trees, and they were in paper cups. But the kids were young when we put them there. We put one of the trees in that corner, and then one of the trees in this corner of the house. And so anyway, that one survived and the other one didn't. But
I remember someone telling me that was the tallest tree in Gale.
Oh, I imagine it is. There's some more that are kind of tall, but no, I'm sure that is. I'm quite sure it is.
we was out there one day and probably some weekend, and here come this truck, and he was putting along pretty slow when he come through the gale, but he was loaded with big old watermelon. But somebody had the idea that when that truck started up the Caprock, which is about 20 miles west of here, that it would, the way he was loaded, he was going to be just barely moving. So we all jumped in our 50 model Ford or 51. So, and I was driving the car, as always. We caught up with him. So we get up, right up against the back of him, and of course we knew if he had any mirrors, first thing he'd do is probably hit his brakes and wreck us. But anyway, he didn't have the mirrors, so we got right up there, and I think it's my brother Jerry that crawled out on the hood and then made it on up in the truck. Then another guy, he gets up on the hood, and then another one got right on at the door. So Jerry went handing them out. Well, we just had about a half a mile to do all that. So we had a pretty good load of watermelon by the time the truck was getting to the top of the Caprock. Truck went on, we turned around, come back to Gale to the station, and had a watermelon feast that night. So that was the watermelon story. Wanda, she was going to school in Lubbock, Drawn's business school, and staying with her Aunt Jane, and we were still going together. I had borrowed Jerry's 51 Oldsmobile. So coming back that night, this old night watchman's what he was, and I forget what he had. And I don't know if I didn't see him or something, but I didn't really stop at a stop sign, I know. And then when I did see him, well, he'd turned his lights on, and he started in behind me. And I thought, I believe this old Oldsmobile will outrun whatever he is driving. So I floorboarded it and got out this south of Wilson. There's a couple of curves out there, and by that time I was a mile or two ahead of him. And so I let the hammer down, and the further I went, the further behind he got. So I just kept cycling and got on the top of the road, and he finally turned around and went back to Wilson. And never did catch me.
The doctor in Lubbock, they knew Mother had cancer, and kind of in the area, but they could not find it. So he asked if she could be able to go to Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, you know. And so we said, well, we'd try to do something, you know. And so Mother and I flew to Minnesota and went to took her to Mayo Clinic. While we were gone, the storehouse burned and all my Christmas ornaments burned that were in there, you know. So and it was close to Christmas, really. It was not long before Christmas. And so people started giving me ornaments, you know, because I didn't have any. So a big majority of the ornaments on my tree came from friends giving me those, and that far back, you know. Well, all right, this is how I know, you know, like I said, when it was with Mother. So I got had this one, and it had Emily and you on it. And I think Sterling, because I think it's these three. But then after that, well, the other kids came along, and I put them on here. Well, here goes these grandkids, and I didn't have room to put more stuff on there. So their names are just written on it. Right down to
great-grandkid.
To Baker. The last one is stuck on right here at the bottom, written on there.
I either started when I was 7 or 8 years old on one that looked like this or that, and I can't remember. I just know it was my dad had a Model B. I think it was like this one, but anyway. That one up there is a 45. The rims on the back was down in the dirt. Part of the motor stuff, a little bit of the covering, the shields, somebody had got them, but the motor and the basic tractor was all there. But it was rusted down, and it was, and like I say, it's a 45 model. So the old fella that owned it was about my age back then. So I go down there, and me and Ricky finally drug it out of the dirt and up on a trailer. So I went in that old fella's house, and I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I've got a $100 bill that I'll give you for that tractor if that suits you. And I handed that $100 bill at him, and he had it in his hand before I could hold on to it. So I gave $100 for it. Well, the ag boys worked on it, and me and two more men over at Post that restored tractors, they helped me, and took about a year and completely rebuilt the motor. But anyway, it runs, and I've had it in a tractor show at Lubbock 2 or 3 times. This is 1956, and this guy's that I bought it from, his granddad bought it new. And that's the story about the front end. He wouldn't buy it till John Deere was put a wide front end on it. And we'll be getting it running, but it hadn't yet.